My fellow Americans, recently the Senate voted down a controversial Gun Control Act. President Obama claimed that it was a shameful day in Washington, and the Senate went against the will of the people. He claimed that 90% of America is for gun control, and the Democratic Senate, his party, voted against it to ensure their own re-election. So let me see if I got this straight. If you want to stay in office, you do the opposite of what the American people want. Actually, it makes sense. Nobody wanted Obamacare, and yet he got reelected. So do you think gun control is dead in America? Well, you better think again. Regardless of this win for the Second Amendment in the Senate, gun control is alive and well. The president and the left are in a full court press to eliminate legal guns from America. Recently, in a speech to the Mexican people, he stated that the majority of gun violence in Mexico is with guns from the U.S., and he's going to do whatever it takes to cut off Americans' access to guns and stop the flow of arms across the border, unless they're being sent, of course, by Attorney General Eric Holder. So, while gun owners are celebrating the win in the Senate, the left is busy, very busy at this moment, wiping out your Second Amendment rights, and here's how they're going to do it. Ammunition. Tried to buy any bullets lately? Gun store shelves have been stripped bare faster than Lady Gaga's meat dress at a barbecue.
Give it up for Lady Gaga!
Now you need to keep a gun just to protect your ammunition. You know what? It's your tax dollars making it impossible to buy ammo. The federal government's buying nearly every round of popular ammunition being produced. And so far, Homeland Security has bought about 2 billion rounds of hollow point bullets. That is a 24-year supply of bullets based on what we used in the Iraq War. And they're buying 2 billion more. So if you're like me, you're probably saying, well, what could Homeland Security do with 4 billion bullets? I mean, after all, it's 12 bullets for every man, woman, and child in the country. The answer? Nothing. It's gun control. The president is simply choking off the supply of ammo. As everything with government, there is a law of unintended consequences. Now, due to the Fed's stockpiling ammo, local city police departments are running out of bullets. Some police departments have had to resort to using toy airsoft guns for police training exercises. These are the same cops that Obama tells us are going to keep us safe if we get rid of our guns. As I speak right now, Congress has demanded 3 times for Homeland Security to testify about hoarding bullets. What is their answer? They just simply refuse to respond. And finally, the most insidious plan: presidential executive orders. On the White House website, the president claims that we must do whatever we can to protect our children. I don't disagree with that. Other than the 1.2 million children aborted every year, I do disagree with that. Obama's new executive orders, which are designed to take our guns away, say that mental health professionals can violate our privacy rights. And so if your shrink decides you're a threat or you can't manage your money, they have the right to report you to the feds. So if you can't balance a checkbook, you may lose your right to keep and bear arms. This is coming from a government that runs up trillion-dollar deficits. Now imagine how many people will decide not to seek counseling from a therapist for fear of losing their guns. I don't know, but you never can tell. What's more, doctors are going to be instructed under Obamacare to ask their patients if they have guns, how many they have, what type they have, and then they report this information back to the federal government. So heaven forbid your doctor gives you a script for some Ambien to help you sleep. It could actually disqualify you from owning a gun. So what can we do? First of all, don't tell anybody you have guns or ammunition. The less the government knows, the better. And personally, if my doctor asks me what kind of guns I have, I'm going to say, "What gun you speak of, Kimosabe?" Contact your members of Congress. Tell them to vote against anybody who threatens your Second Amendment rights, and you expect Congress to take action against Obama's overreaching executive orders. Spread the word. You know, you're going to see videos like this and others. Just send them out to everybody. Let them know. Point out that the Second Amendment is in danger. So's the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment, the right to privacy. They're all under fire. As the great Benjamin Franklin said, we must all hang together, or assuredly we shall all hang separately. It's time that America realizes that an attack on any constitutional right is an attack on all of them. Thank you. I'm Chuck Woolery, trying to save America one amendment at a time.